Hi, happy Friday. Today I wanted to launch straight into the Steady Me aspect of the change formula that I've created to help navigate and thrive in menopause. If you've watched the last two videos, you'll already be familiar with my story and my experiences and a little bit about the change formula that I use too. So yes, today I thought, probably because this is on my mind anyway, for the Goodness Collective that I'm hosting on Monday. Today I'd like to talk about a therapy technique called the Lifeline that I use as part of the Steady Me aspect of the change formula. So I've made some notes today because my brain's a bit foggy. So Steady Me is all about pausing, taking stock and gathering information about the here and now. So how things are. One of the things that falls under that heading of how are things now is how am I now and who am I now? And this can be quite a difficult thing to unpack or to answer. So in the spirit of being curious and gathering information and getting to know yourself better, the timeline can be a really helpful and quite fun way of doing that too. In one-to-one therapy sessions, we'd be drawing out a formulation together, but that can feel a bit too intense and a bit too full on to try and do by yourself. So hopefully sharing a little bit with you about what a timeline is and how you can draw out your own and use the information there to help you to deepen your own self-knowledge. Hopefully that will be helpful. So when might be a helpful time to try this timeline exercise if it's something that you're interested in? I suggested this exercise because one of the most common things that I hear in therapy sessions from my menopausal or perimenopausal clients is this sense that they've lost contact with the person that they are, that they don't recognize themselves anymore, that they have lost confidence in their abilities to overcome life's challenges. A real sort of sense of disconnection and a loss of identity almost, that often is linked to changes going on in life around them, maybe roles changing at home or in the workplace, life and death. Huge changes that can come along during the midlife section. And when all of those things kind of combine, it can be difficult to remember who you are and how you got here. So using the timeline is one of my favorite ways of helping clients to remember who they are, to look at the qualities that they've acquired throughout their lives and to acknowledge really the difficulties that they've overcome, and what's helped them to get here. So it's a really nice way of understanding more about yourself, the experiences that have shaped your outlook on life, what those experiences have taught you about yourself and the world and other people and your future, and just to start to look a little bit more about how you're living life now, in the context of those things that have happened previously. It's a really nice way to check in and to almost use it as a springboard really to audit how life is so far and if there's anything that you want to change going forward. So I'll briefly describe how you draw out a timeline if it's something you'd like to do yourself. And then at the end, I've added some follow-up self-reflection prompts to really help you to get the most out of the exercise. So a timeline is exactly what it says on the tin. You can draw one out really easily. You just need to get a piece of A4 paper. I could actually hold up a piece of A4 paper instead of holding out empty hands. So you could have a piece of A4 paper, and what you're going to do is draw a horizontal line across it like that. I find it helpful as I get older and I've got more decades under my belt. I find it helpful to give myself a bit of space, and I sort of chunk it down into decades. So from the age of 0 to 10, from 10 to 20, 20 to 30, 30 to 40, 40 to 50. But of course, if you want to do it all on one sheet of paper, that's completely fine. If you want to take up 10 sheets of paper or a roll of wallpaper or artist paper, then do it like that. It's really whatever's easiest for you and whatever helps you when you're in that moment to kind of just go with it without having to cram things in or write on top of other things. So once you've got your horizontal line and you've decided the time period that you're going to focus on, all you're going to do is start to note down significant memories or events that pop into your mind when you think about that decade. It might be things in your own life that happened at that time. It could be something really seemingly now insignificant, about, I don't know, not being able to sit next to your best friend at school one day, or getting an answer wrong in a maths test and everybody laughing at you. It could be things like that that with hindsight aren't earth-shattering life events, but that nonetheless have stuck in your memory as something important or upsetting that happened. And we're not just focusing on the negative life events or memories. Sometimes our standout memories are of really positive, happy events. So note those down as well. I'd say don't overthink it too much. Just see what rises to the surface when you think about, or when you cast your mind back to that time in your life. If you'd like to use symbols or stickers or post-it notes or whatever to illustrate your timeline, then please do that. I've seen some really creative and beautiful timelines made by my clients. So yeah, do whatever, decorate it, annotate with symbols or pictures or whatever, anything that helps bring it to life a little bit for you. Things like loss, a change of direction, something that came to an unexpected end, or you know those kind of sliding doors moments where you can see that you're at a bit of a crossroads, as well as happy events. Then mark down any of those things that spring to mind. So start at, well, when I do it, I do from 0 to 10, but you might want to start at the earliest age that you can remember and do it like that. And we're going to go right up to the current day. So when you've done that, and don't rush this, it can be really nice to do it over a period of days or weeks, but just yeah, whenever you've reached a point where you look at your lifeline and think, yeah, those are the most important things, I think, noted down on there, then to squeeze the most learning out of it, here are some self-reflection prompts that you might want to take a bit of time to journal on. So I'm just going to read them out from my notes. The first question is to just take a moment to look at the lifeline that you've drawn and see what you notice. See if anything kind of jumps out at you, or notice how you're feeling in yourself as you look back at your life so far, and just jot down your thoughts on that. Then we can start to notice, are there any patterns or reoccurring themes in your life events? If you notice any reoccurring themes, it can be helpful to look at those and ask yourself, what did I learn from this experience or these experiences? And that might be, what did I learn about myself? What did I learn about the world in general, about other people, or about my future? How might this have shaped my outlook on life? And then looking back at your timeline as a whole, see if you can notice times where you've been strong or courageous. You can put a drawing or a mark on there to illustrate those times. Ask yourself, where have I felt loved and supported? And again, just mark those on your lifeline. And the next one, where have I felt lost or confused? Where have I felt most alive? Where have I been too hard on myself? And where have I shown myself kindness? And looking back, where are the moments that I feel proud of? And what skills and qualities help me to navigate the low points? Is there a personal quality, a value, skill, or belief that's been a constant through your life? And then the last reflection prompt is, what can I take away from my life so far that's going to help me going forwards? So looking back at your answers to the self-reflection prompts, looking back at your timeline and noticing the ups and downs and the things that you've come through, what can you take away from all of that so far to help you with the next steps? I hope that's been helpful. Over the next few weeks, I'm going to be uploading some free resources with exercises like this that you can download on my website. So if you want to head over there and sign up so that you don't miss anything, it's www.makingyourway.co.uk. Yeah, I think that's it. Until next week, have a lovely weekend. Bye.